Hey everybody. I don't know if this is going to work the way that I want it to. I'm trying a new streaming setup, but this is the video that I've been trying to make myself make since we requested it last time I streamed, which was granted about 6 weeks ago. So I'm sorry that I've been away for a while. We haven't done any writing streams. We haven't done any of that stuff, but I spent a couple of months, or well, I guess the better part of a month, kind of down, not feeling super great, but kind of discouraged. And I have been rekindled, taking that time off, and I'm coming at it with a new approach. And I'm really appreciative of to be back. And I'm excited about making stuff for the poetry channel again. And this is something that I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be reading. It's 150 poems from my teenage years today, starting from 2008 and then all the way to 2013, I think was 2013 was the last time I posted to this website. And this is mypoetry.com, which is where I used to post all of my writing that I wanted to write on. Anything that I didn't put in a notebook got posted to my poetry, and some stuff I did put in a notebook got posted there as well. But this is a compilation of years of my processing and politically incorrect. It's bad. It is quite bad. I have done a lot of writing streams where I take prompts and I write poems in the moment in 10 to 15 minutes. And people have really appreciated and liked that kind of content. I have been writing quick, idiotic poems since 2008, just about, if not before. I started publishing them or posting them online in 2008, and that is something that I didn't really think I was ever going to share with the world. The last time I logged into this account was when I was 29, so this was, I'll be 32 this year, so this was almost 3 years ago was the last time I logged into my account. I went by the username Invisible Poet because I didn't tell anybody that I wrote poetry, and I thought that was extra edgy. I have no idea if that is going to translate well or what's actually going to happen here, but let me see. Looks like I'm dropping a frame. I went by the user. Oh, okay, nope, there we go, we're good. So I can close that. Sorry, I'm trying a new streaming setup, so there's no music this time. So I hope this is clean. I tried to get things formatted correctly, and I can't see a lot of the back-end information right now. I think I might have jumped in before I had everything set up really the way that I wanted it to be. Not sure if the audio is good on your end. It looks good on my end. All of my meters are saying that I'm in the perfect range, and hopefully my voice is coming through well enough. But it's going to be a long stream, and I'm going to try and dissect and kind of talk about the different pieces, or at least where I was at mentally, if people are interested in that, or I can just blast through these and see where we're at. I'm going to go top to bottom, 2008 to 2013, and try not to cringe my entire face off. So I hope that you enjoy this video, and if you do enjoy any of the content here, feel free to let me know in the comments. I would appreciate it a lot, and I'll try to interact with chat as we go. Hopefully we all have a good time. Actually, I need to post in the Discord that I'm live, so give me one momento. Let's get this out of the way and try not to dive in too quick. Let's see. Can I share this? I can. Perfect. Copy. If you didn't know, we do have a Discord for the Sober Poet Society, which is BYG Poetry's Discord. We have a poetry workshop page in there, places to hang out, some of my Ko-Fi updates. But so let me get this thing posted. Oh, no, wrong channel. I am waking up. There we go. And boom. There we go. Hopefully we'll get some people popping in from the Discord. We can all hang out, have a good time, and we can cringe together. Let's get started with my symbol. This was the first poem that I posted online ever. And I actually did a little summary of it in the bottom of the poem, but I'll read this and I'll try to give it my best interpretation of how I would have read it then. It's definitely there's so many edgelord poems coming up. Look at my symbol. Look at what I represent. All my life changed, so now I cry and I repent. You made me into something I'm not. On my chest sits your brand, burning bright and hot. This symbol is known throughout the land. So now I sit here in this cell, thinking about what I did. Maybe when I die, I'll go to hell. Maybe my coffin will have no lid. And the angels will gaze down upon me, seeing my symbol and crying. I wear it for the world to see, constantly hurting, constantly lying. I remember I'm 15 at this point. Actually, I'm not even 15 yet. I'm 14 when I write this. So sitting in a jail cell crying, like there's no possible world where that is impacting me at this point in my life, but it is easy to write about in the moment, I guess. But so here's my summary of what this was about. Okay, this guy goes and gets drunk with his friends and says he wants a tattoo. So while he's passed out, they tattoo a swastika on his chest, and he ends up getting the shit kicked out of him in a fight over the symbol. But in the fight, he kills somebody, so now he sits in prison forever, all because his friends played a joke. Like, some weird narrative that I've come up with for this poem. And I actually submitted this to one of those scam poetry publishing programs. And it is published in a book somewhere in a compilation piece. It's one of those ones where like you submit a poem to the program and you have to buy a book to submit your poem, and then at the end of it, it's basically 100 poems that are all pretty I'll call them mid. Some of them are good, some of them are exactly like mine, and I have fell for the scam, and I'm like, oh, I want to be published so bad, but you don't get any credentials. Your name is just on the page, not on the book anywhere. So if someone doesn't buy the book and just looks at the cover, your name doesn't show up on there at all. That is one of 150 cringe poems. So let's go. This next one is Ahead. Now I haven't read through these preemptively, so I don't remember what some of them are about. I will tell you just brief summary, and I'll try to timestamp this. This is a time in my life where I was angry. I am a teenager in a broken home. I use poetry to impress girls I'm interested in. I use poetry to express anger towards my family, and I use poetry to really try to artistically express my emotions that I don't know where to place them. But there's a lot of hating my father. There's a lot of hating my mother. There's a lot of trying to impress girls. There's a lot of like anger in some of these pieces, and that's all going to come out here. I have grown a lot as a person, and I have a very healthy relationship with my parents. Vice versa, not like necessarily together, but I do consider myself on good terms with both of my parents now. Some of the I don't think I use any of the names of any of the love interests, we'll call them, in these poems. So I will, if I do open the poem and I see someone's name, I might just click out of it just for privacy reasons, because I probably wasn't mature enough to use a fake name if I use their name at all. But let's go to the next one here. This is Ahead. Have you ever looked ahead to what could be? Are you gonna end up dead, or gonna go to God and plea? Well, let me say, just live day by day. Take life as it comes and have no regrets, no leftover jobs, no unpaid debts. I'm just in denial that we all die. It scares me to think that my days are numbered, and no matter how hard I try, By this fact, I will always be encumbered. Now, those of you that have been around the channel and on stream a bit, I have talked about being terrified of dying a few times on stream. It's not a secret. The thought that I'm going to die someday scares the shit out of me. It has for a long time. I wrote this in 2008, and it was a subject of my poetry then. It's still recursive. Some of the literature and the word use here is my good lord. Are you gonna end up dead or gonna go to God and plea? Like that's not. I've grown. I'm happy for that. I also was still flirting with the fact that I might be religious in this point in my life, which I'm not, but there is a lot of religious subject matter in my poetry during this time frame. Can't get you out is the next one. Oh God. Okay. This is the first example of man. I'm putting the moves in here. I can't get you out of my head, no matter how hard I try. I can't forget what you said. You put me in a permanent high. But when you leave me, I want to break down. You won't let my mind be. I see you in a wedding gown. And then I wake up. You're smiling at me from my bed. And then I wake up. Girl, I can't get you out of my head. You don't judge me like all the rest. You let me be. You're the best. You keep me up at night. I like it that way. I wish it was actually you on my right and not my fucking mind playing tricks all day. I remember what you said. You are mine. That is just fine. But I can't get you out of my head. I see you in a wedding gown. Cool your jets. You're a teenager. Yeah, and then the end makes no sense. Like, it just trails off into, like, sure, that's fine, but I can't get you out of my head. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Can anybody hear me is the next one. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody out there hear me? Or are you deaf as well as blind? You never saw who I could be. You never put my past deeds behind. I'm talking to a wall. Nothing I say can be heard, or it makes no sense at all. Can you even hear just one word? I guess everyone pays a price if they make one wrong choice. I didn't know my sacrifice would be to lose my voice. Maybe you just ignore what really happened to me. Maybe because I'm too poor to buy your cup of Escher tea. Can anybody hear the words, hear my plea? No matter how absurd, just answer me, please. I feel like we've all gone through this experience as a teenager where you feel completely alone, you feel isolated, and you have a lot of woe, a lot of self degradation in those moments. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why is no one interacting with me? It's like, why is all the blame is being placed outwards? Like, can anybody hear me? Yes, people can hear you. Like, stop being a fucking edgelord and go talk to your friends. This is me talking to my past self. If you are feeling isolated and alone, I am not trying to break you down any further. I'm talking to specifically past me. I did not really realize how many good things I had going for me at this point in my life until I was an adult. And it took a lot of self-analyzation and processing of the situation to really grasp just exactly, like, things seem a lot worse than they actually are at that stage, at least in my experience. That was Can Anybody Hear Me? That brings us to Life is a Sin. This is back to some of more of the religious content, but life is a sin. What did I do wrong? Why are you staring at me? My life grows miserable as it grows long. Why can't they just let me be? All I did was take a breath. I committed no crime, but now I beg for death. I wait and count the time. Is it because I wasn't playing to win? Because I am carefree? Is that why my life is a sin? Is that why I will never walk free? Free of the bonds that hold us all? Free from the strange stares as I walk down the hall? It's not like anybody cares. They do not know the condition I'm in. They do not know my life is a sin. That's the edgelord coin. Why is no one interacting with me? And then in the very next poem I wrote, it's like they don't know. They can't ever possibly know how bad it is for my life. Like it. God. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is awesome. Oh. Ah. Okay, sorry, that was loud. Do. All right, let's see. Sorry about that. We're back. Okay. Oh, actually, the dates are out of order. So that one was not the next one I wrote, but it happened later. But still in 2008, just a few months later. Oh, it looks like some of the dates are messed up on a few of these, actually. There's some 2009s mixed in. Okay. Well, that takes us to my next one is What the Fuck Do You Know? I believe, before I click on this, I believe this one's directed at my mom at this stage. Let's check. Potentially. Let's see. You say I'm too short and have to grow. I say you're too big and need to shrink. Anyway, what the fuck do you know? Now just pretend to be me and think. You say I'm not that smart. You say I'll never make it past John Doe. You work at the friggin' Kmart. What the fuck do you know? You call me a liar when I stick to my story and say no. I really did pop a tire. What the fuck do you know? You don't like the way I talk? You say I cackle like a crow? We'll see in 10 years who it is I mock. What the fuck do you know? I don't actually remember who this one's about. Hey, Solus. Welcome. Yeah, I'm trying the new stream setup. We're doing the cringe poetry. I'm on poem number, let's see, 6. I've got 150 poems to get through, and we're gonna do them all in one stream and just leave it on the channel as an archive video. I don't remember who that one's about, but obviously they worked at Kmart and I was upset with them. 14-year-old me had a lot to say. Need to boost the audio. Let's see. I can actually do that. Let me see if I can. One sec, Solus. See if that makes any difference. Okay, let me boost me one more time. Okay, that should be... We should be getting into the good range now. I'm sitting at negative 15 decibels. Let me know. Yeah, my meter on the back end says everything looks good, but I'm not peaking. I'm at negative 15, hovering at like negative 14. And then sometimes when I lean in close. I have mine maxed and it's low. Okay. So I think I need to be... Okay. Sounds good. I appreciate that. I haven't had anybody in chat yet to let me know who, or the audio quality. Tend to try -6. Oh man, that is very firmly in the bad part of my meter. Let me see if I can creep this up just a little bit more. Okay, let's see if that gets me any better. I think, yeah, I'm at like -8 now. So that's about as loud as I'm gonna want to be, I think. I don't want to backfeed through my headset, but okay, as long as we can hear it. Well, those first few poems I'll have to do some editing, I guess, and maybe boost the audio or post something in the comments about when, like the first maybe 20 minutes. Okay, a little too high. I'm gonna come back down. Okay, that's 1 bar down. There we go. Okay, so that takes us to I'll put something in the timestamps for the first like 20 minutes are going to be kind of quiet, and then sort the audio out as we go forward. Oh, no, this thing is not staying where I want it to be. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, but I'm just going to make sure I don't lean super close to the microphone, because this should be good. And then if I need to be dramatic, I can lean in and do a little bit of radio announcer voice. Yeah, good to see you too. I just saw my phone light up with Instagram, and it's like, hey, I'm live. Come hang out. Okay, that was What the Fuck Do You Know? So let's move on to Someone Like Me. This is 2009, so I don't know why the dates are being sorted strangely. Like, I did a lot of writing in February of 2008, but they're intermingled. I'm not sure why that happens or what has caused that, so I'm going to just read them top to bottom. So this was Someone Like Me. Today I met someone, some who had a similar history, someone who knew life was not just fun. They knew it wasn't some child's story. They showed me a view which I had not seen, that maybe someone else is troubled too, that life wasn't just some untold scheme. I don't know if they're like me, but I will not judge, because they are free, and that is no call to set a grudge. Maybe we will grow to be friends. Maybe she will hate me forever. If someone ever criticized her, it would be her I defends. My eyes have been opened, and I no longer think myself very clever. Yeah, so these are all from 2008 to 2013. So this is like from 14 and on. So this is my like super angsty teenage edgelord poems. I think the newest one is 2013. So this is like the archives. These are the cringe poems that I wrote in high school. Absolutely. And I used to go by the handle of Invisible Poet because I didn't tell anybody that I wrote poetry. The only people that knew I wrote poetry were my mom and anyone I was trying to have sex with. Basically. It was my go-to move in high school. Like, hey, I wrote this for you. Do you want to maybe hang out with me? Because I wrote you this sweet poem. And it worked most of the time. People ate this shit up. But my poems that I look back on now, I think they're pretty bad. Everyone has to start somewhere. Yeah, it's my emo phase for sure. If you saw the thumbnail, that picture of me was about the same era of when I was writing these. So that was my very first Facebook profile picture, was that like t-shirt tuxedo, long hair, and like one eye coming through. Okay, I did graffiti of girls' names. Nice. That's a move. I never got into graffiti art. Okay, so this takes us on to You Are. So I think this is another one of a gushy like poem for a girl. Let's see. It absolutely is. Okay. You are the breath in my lungs. You are the heart in my chest. Life is a ladder without any rungs, but you make mine different from all the rest. You are the light in my eyes. You are the smile on my face. You chase away the lies. You show me life is not a race. You are the dreams as I sleep. You are the whispers in my ear. You show me I'm not in too deep. Losing you is my only fear. You are the voice in my head. You are what keeps my fists in check. Before you, my heart was made of lead. Before you, I was a nervous wreck. But you are the angel that watches me as I pass life by. You are the reason there is a we. You are how I know I didn't go too far. You are. Oh man, this is insane. Is that actually you? Yeah, Invisible Poet is this is my account on mypoetry.com. How are they all not weak in the knees? I mean, most of them were. Like I said, I had a pretty good success rate. If I chose to write poetry for you, I was putting in the work. But like I said, it's this is fuck. Reading this now is like, oh God, buddy. Like, yeah, that's a poem. You did it. I did a little disclaimer in the beginning, so I don't know if you were if you've watched from the beginning and caught up with me, but oh, the emo picture. Yeah, that's me. That's actually me. There's a lot of anger and resentment towards my father, my mom, anyone that I had a disagreement with in school. Like, there's a lot of anger and a lot of like narrative situational poetry here, and that I used to write about just to like express my emotions in not necessarily politically correct ways. So some of these poems, I'm not going to say I regret writing them, because they have been a learning experience at that stage in my life. But most of these are like, I'm expecting to, I feel myself blushing right now. I expect myself to continue that trend throughout this video. But that was You Are. That takes us to Couldn't Take It is the next one. What couldn't I take? Oh, Jesus. This is one of my... You don't have to worry about me leaving. I'm not like you. I don't think you could take the pain you put me through. I won't hurt you like that. Leaving in the middle of the hardest times with another man. Went on down to California to get a real nice tan. Well, now that we're back to the way things were, I don't want to screw things up. So I'm not leaving. You couldn't take the pain you put me through. Left without saying goodbye. Didn't even leave a note. All you did was get on the next boat. I don't want to hurt you the way you hurt me. I couldn't take the guilt of causing that kind of pain. I'll be with you even when it starts to rain. All I ever wanted was to know your name. After a few years of marriage, my fiery love was still there. After a few years of marriage, I was tame. But then she left and tore my heart to pieces. I couldn't take the pain. I went on down to the bar. Came out 4 hours later. My pain was gone, but only for a short time. It came again in the late hours of the night. I fell to my knees crying. I had lost the only thing I ever loved. She was the reason I woke up day after day. I couldn't take the pain. Went on down to the bridge. Climbed up on one of those posts. Leaped off, and that's the last I remember of my life on Earth. I couldn't take the pain. I don't think you could either, so I won't hurt you like that. What the fuck? Jesus. Okay. I'm 14 here. Like, I'm talking about marriage and going down to the bar. Like, I don't remember the narrative of like what... I don't remember what I was writing this about. Obviously I had been through heartbreak or something, and I have this like weird story about being cheated on as a husband, a few years of marriage. Like, what? Oh my God. Okay, I couldn't take that. My gosh. Okay, Sideways Glance is the next one. You need a hug. I did then. I'm not much of a hugger still to this day, but I definitely could have used one then. Okay, Sideways Glance. You never even gave me a chance. You just hit me with that sideways glance. Burning holes in my heart. You never even gave me a chance to start. You just shut me down. You punctured my soul with a burning lance. I never wanted a shiny crown, only to escape that sideways glance. But you don't care about me. My dreams are just annoyances to you. You don't even try and see that it's you that stands to lose. When you kill me with that look, I look into my soul. I think about all you took to try and fill your hole. But I know you never can, never stop your pain. You I should have a long time ago. What the you I should have a long time ago. I should have ran. That doesn't make any sense. But your look would follow me and make it plain. Like, okay, that the ending of that one is that one doesn't make any sense at all, but oh yeah, Sideways Glance. Okay. I think this one is more of an angry poem, if I remember correctly. This is What Are You Staring At? From 2008. Why do you look at me that way? Staring at the paint on my nails? The only thing your little mind can mutter is gay. I've walked this path before. These are well-worn trails. So my nails are black and soul is dead. What are you staring at? For my life, you wouldn't even get out of bed. But in that room I sat, full of people like you, the ones you want to beat with a baseball bat. Yes, they were staring too. So what the fuck are you staring at? So what, my nails are a different shade. Does that make me emo or gay? Well, you're so much better. You want to trade? Like hell, I'll trade someone who looked at me that way. I'm not so different from him, her, or you, except I have the ability to repent. Believe it or not, I feel sorry for you too. Yeah, this is when I used to paint my nails, and I painted the nails on my left hand because I was right-handed and I couldn't get them to look nice on my right hand because my left hand shook too much. So I painted only my left hand black. And I was apparently very self-conscious about other people talking about my nails. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I did for quite a while actually. I don't remember just how long I did, but I eventually stopped. Okay, Heat of Your Words. I don't remember what this one is. If this is angry or if this is flirty. It's angry. You make me so warm and bubbly with the lighter in your voice. Then you sit there quite smugly, never knowing the joys of redemption, gazing into your soul. Please give me your attention. Where your heart was now is just coal. You burn everyone around you with the words of hate and despise. Maybe I can change your hue and help you see the lies. Just take the heat out, throw it away. Let me tell you what I'm about, why at your words I sway. Because you take out your anger on everyone but yourself. You put everyone else in danger. You make their life a hell. So God, I don't understand why you want only to hurt. And if you're such a big man, why do you treat everyone else like dirt? Yeah. Yeah, of course. I am enjoying streaming these. I was gonna try to make a video out of it, but I realized that this is an experience that is best just live. Like, just throw it out in the moment, and I'm gonna leave the video up on the channel. I haven't read these all the way through top to bottom ever. Like, I have never gone through one at a time and like read them all. So this is a first for me, and it's an exploration of my emotional and mental state as a teenager. Like, I was still on the fence with religion when I was writing some of these. I was using that as a, like in this one, like, if you're real, why the fuck does everything suck? Like, I was mad, like I was upset about it. And yeah, this is fun, like, exploring this stuff. Let's see, that was Heat of Your Words. That takes us to The Bums and the Homeless. I appreciate you. I'm gonna have to take a drink for this one. Oh man, okay. Yeah. This is a poem specifically dedicated to my dad at this time in my life. So, if only I could grow faster and outgrow this stupid life. This is just a disaster. What a world stricken by strife. No one knows the suffering that we go through every day. They just walk on. They won't even tell us the time of day. They treat us all like cons. They know not worry or sorrow. They know not what we go through. They will still have food tomorrow and a warm place to sleep too. not the boxes and the alleys like us, not the corners for dinner and the dumpsters at Toys R Us. They just call you a sinner and walk on to their job that you couldn't get. They just say you're too far gone, so you slip away quietly. You've paid your debt. That one still kind of hits, especially with a lot of the homeless problems that have been happening around Alaska and Seattle, like the places I've been recently. I've been mad about religion for over 30 years trying to understand it. I'm right there with you, Solus. Okay, this is no contest. Why do you try so hard to get me? It's her I love and will always. I don't care that your legs are in a V. It is her I will be with the rest of my days. You say I'm leading you on. Well, I don't mean to flirt, yet over me you fawn. I don't want you to hurt, and I know you will, because you gave it your best, but I love her still. There is no contest. So you've got boobs that would knock me on my ass. I don't get why you like me so. I should have failed last year, and I'm still in your class. Well, you're smart, so you should know that it's her I love and always will. You're both different from all the rest. Why don't you go pop another pill? You see, there's no contest. Oh my god. Such eloquent poetry of, you've got boobs that would knock me on my ass. Jesus Christ. You have to stop being so deep and exacting in my own issues. Oh man. I barely know my dad. As I don't know the extent of how you mean that, Solus, but I didn't see my dad except four summers between 7 and graduation. So in 10 years, I saw my dad less than 5 or 6 times. Granted, some of them were like for periods of time, but like not extended. And after high school, I was so excited to be able to go live where I wanted to live that I moved. I went to go hang out with my dad. Like I wanted to go back to where he lived and be around him and like get to spend time. But it took me not a super long time to realize that he was never going to change. It wasn't that he couldn't come to see me. It was that he didn't necessarily want to in those 10 years. And that's a hard thing to swallow. Like that's a hard realization to have as a early 20s, like late teens, early 20s person. And still to this day, like I love my dad very dearly, but I keep him at arm's length. Like I see my dad once every couple of months. I talk to him on the phone maybe once every couple of weeks. And even then, like I don't, every couple of months is pretty generous. I think the last time I saw him before the last time was like 6 months. Like there's a lot of poetry here about like anger towards him, and while I have a relationship with him now, it's still not like, I don't know, it's not perfect, which it's never going to be. First 4 years with him and then saw him once every 10 years. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, Peeled Heart. I actually remember where I was sitting when I wrote this poem, just from the title. I was at my brother's house in Fairbanks, right where I'm sitting. As the crow flies, I believe I was less than 3/4 of a mile from where I'm sitting right now. Because I was sitting in my brother's office, which is in this neighborhood, just a couple blocks over and then one street over. So I know exactly where I was, which is kind of nuts. You have no idea at all how you make me feel inside. For you, I could be 10 feet tall. For you, I could turn the tide. But you threw me away. You bashed me down. And the very same day, you skipped town. You don't know the feelings I get when I think of you. I think my heart is peeling. What the fuck did I do to deserve this pain, to earn this disgrace? I've got a ticket on the next plane. I'll take you to a dark, horrible place. You know I used to love you, but now my heart is lead, and there's nothing you can do. Soon you'll be dead. Your life's as much mine as it is yours, and on your screams I will dine. You've opened all the doors. Okay, now, disclaimer. I never hurt anybody, and this poem is fucking disgusting to read now as an adult and realize that I wrote this about somebody and was feeling in a very strong way, obviously. Don't do this shit. Don't send this to people. Don't do this. I'm gonna get a plane ticket and come fuck you up is not something that you ever want to say to somebody. And like, hey, advocate for that. Like, I know that I wrote this. I see that now. Don't do this shit to people. That's fucked up. And it's indicative of a very troubled person. So, I have disclaimed. Using As the Crow Flies makes me sure you knew where you were. Yeah. Will you publish these, or can I turn these into some NIN lyrics and songs? You can absolutely. I'm never going to. These are never going to be published or removed from this location. Like they are posted here, and this is where they're going to be posted. Like, Jantier, good reflection and disclaimed. I appreciate that. Thank you. Like, one of the things about the Cringe poems is I haven't read these in years. I don't remember what I wrote, so I feel like it's important to identify, like, hey, this is, don't do that. Please don't do that to people. This is fucked up. I regret this poem immensely. But yeah, if you don't cringe about how you used to act, have you really grown? Okay, that was Peeled Heart. And the next one is Lost Your Trust. Lost your trust. What have I done? I'm drowning in the emotional storm. I thought we were done, but your love I will ever mourn, and I feel that I'll never get it back. I don't want you only for lust. Without you, my world goes black, and I still don't have your trust. It's shredding me into an emotional mass. You fill my dreams with guilt. I feel like such a dumbass. But my love is nothing but silt. In the murky water that is you, I know my place. Forever with you, attempting to woo. As a tear forms on my face. Without you by my side, my heart turns to dust. It didn't matter how hard I tried. I still lost your trust. Even as a teenager, if you lose somebody's trust, it's very hard to get back. That's the right thing to do. I appreciate that, Jantier. Am I saying that right? Jantier? Or is it Janter? Is it one word or two? It's hard to tell on my chat screen. But you'll get full writers. Yeah, I appreciate it, Solus. I would if you can make something artistic out of this, and that's awesome. Teenage me was trying so hard to make lyrics and like try to make music, and music does not speak to my brain. I cannot do the music beats. Imperfect. We're still in 2008. We have not grown as a person yet. Lost trust is a real thing, absolutely. All right, imperfect. In the shadow of my soul, I only do what I am told, and I will never be whole. I will be forever cold. Inside this shell that is my body, there's the toll of the bell. Our outer appearance is so gaudy. I don't see how anyone could have made us so flawed. He stopped halfway through and said, done. The empty cold of my soul will never be thawed. If there is a God, then I wish he was dead. instead of some drunken sod filling everybody's head with shitty ideas and false beliefs. My life is not on a dais. My soul is my own to keep. It's another one of my my angry at religion poems. I'm starting to move more in that direction mentally as 2008 moves on. Rather than being on the fence, I'm now firmly on one side or the other. It's the start of my very long last name, so however you want to pronounce it is okay, because my full name is not pronounceable for foreigners. Okay, understood. I have a similar issue with my last name, but it's Norwegian, and it's difficult for a lot of people to say. You just needed a guitar. Yeah, I tried. I never actually could keep up with the guitar. Let's see. That was imperfect. The name of this poem is I'm Going to Kill Myself. YouTube, please don't. I'm gonna click this poem open and look at it, and let's maybe not read it. Let's check. Yeah, no, that's just a big content warning for suicide. So I'm not gonna read that one. I'm gonna save everybody the drama of that one. Okay, so that takes us to a poem titled Birth. Now, Birth, I remember this poem. I was sitting in literature class and we had to write something called a skeletal poem, where we were given a I forget the system. We were given a word bank, or we were given the beginnings of lines, and we had to pick from a word bank to kind of fill in the poem and see what everybody came up with. We could use as many words in the blank spaces as we wanted to. And I wrote this poem and I read first when the class presented. I read first, and a couple of people just didn't read their poem because they were so embarrassed about what they had made in comparison. And I felt bad about that in the moment. It was like, hey, like, no, this is supposed to be fun for everyone. Like, do your thing. But this was one of the identifying poems that people around me started to know that I wrote poetry in school. Like, this is my sophomore year of high school, and this is one of those, like, I started to be okay publicizing that I wrote poems in school. Was Birth. That was this poem. Oh yeah, we're both on the European spectrum then. Oh knows. I remember learning Latin in 6th grade. No, that's too many syllables. Yeah. So my last name is Bjorgard, and the way that I explain it to be pronounced is be your guard, all one word. Like, just 3 words, be your guard, combine it into one word, Bjorgard. And then if you have the traditional Norwegian spelling, because I forget the name of it, but there's a different character. Like, one of the A's in guard has the little 2 dots with a swirl above it. So it's Bjorgard, if in traditional pronunciation is what I've been told. I've never pronounced it that way, and my whole family does not do that. But I have been told by people in my life that is the way that it's supposed to be pronounced, but my whole family has decided that we're okay with the Americanized version of it. Okay, back to Birth, the beginning of an era. As the spirit climbed out the center of the soul, first the warm body, reluctantly then the mind stepped through into the emptiness of the void, life. Yeah, it's so different from everything that loud. Uh-oh. Sorry, I leaned too close. Sorry about that. Let's see, I leaned in. Did I get a little bit too loud? My meter says I'm still sitting at like -15, -14. Sorry if I got too loud, Solus. Okay, that was birth. And man, okay. I'm pretty sure Easy Way Out is another content warning suicide poem. It's not as... Oh, gotcha. Okay, umlaut. I'm with you now. I thought I read that as loud. I think I got too close to the microphone. Okay, sorry. Easy Way Out, I'm pretty sure, is another... Okay, that's good. Thank you, Genter. I'm just gonna put this like content warning, potential content warning, Easy Way Out. I believe this is a poem that's centered around suicide. I don't think it's as blunt or as direct as the one that we talked about up here, but I'm gonna open it and do a read through. Yeah, okay, so this is content warning self-harm. If you don't want to hear about self-harm, beep, go to the next one. The words roll from your tongue with a practiced tone. From the time I was young, you have pretended to own my body, flesh, and soul. My thoughts were not mine. Complete demoralization was your goal. Well, get in line. If anyone's ruining my life, I will be the first. I took up the knife. The blood came in a burst. And even as I lie there, you are making demands. You say it's not fair that I'm off to see the Holy Lands. Fuck a better place. This is as good as it will ever be. Afraid to look at my own face. Afraid of what I might see. Eesh. Yeah, man, I was such a pained teenager. Like, We need to StreamYard. So I actually canceled my StreamYard subscription. I'm just using OBS right now, and I'm trying to cut my costs for the hobby and get my overhead down to basically none. Now the only thing that I pay for the channel is my Canva program, because I make my own thumbnails still. Also, the first part of the last name is Terhoven, but read Terhoven. Okay, I'm actually learning German on Duolingo right now. That O with the two dots, it would be the same way as gross, so Terhoven. Man, and then T is it doctor, so Terhoven. I'm probably butchering that, and I'm very sorry. I have been, I'm on day like 45 of learning German on Duolingo, though. It's one of the languages that I think is very interesting. You should have published back then. If I had known more about like Kindle Direct Publishing, I would have. There's actually a shadow book in my Kindle publishing profile that is... it is the poem book that I tried to publish back then, and it was like formatted so bad. It was like 12 poems long, and I wanted like $2 for it. I was so proud of my poetry, and yeah, it's bad. I tried. I did want to publish some of these, but I'm actually personally glad that I didn't publish back then, because I don't think that it would have been a very beneficial thing. And I think at that stage of my life, at this stage of my life, the criticism that I would have received for my teenage poetry would have fucking ruined me. I think I would have been just completely destroyed. Okay, that takes us to my face. My face is shallow, my lips are cold. I hang from an emotional gallows, but my intentions were gold. My face is pale. My eyes are open. Lying in that jail, my face distorts again. A smile plays across your lips. How could you know? My face is full of holes and rips, and still I say no. So I will not cry out loud and feed the monster inside. My face is covered in a shroud, my shame forever to hide. Your face glows with happiness. My face is never seen, as if I am less, as I have always been. Hard to explain, but you are pretty close, honestly. The O sound is pretty hard to convey via messages. Okay. I'm hoping not to butcher it, but I would pronounce that as Terhoven. And using I am doing Dutch, which is also quite something. Yeah, I I actually tried Dutch and I had to go to something that was easier. Art and honesty. Jan gets it. Yeah. I tried what did I try? I was doing French, and French was something that I was having a hard time staying motivated for, so I switched to German. And I've been having a lot of fun with German, mostly because I've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, and there are some like German words in the dialogue of that game, and I'm like, oh, I know what that means. And then it gives the subtitles, and it's like, ah, yes, I actually knew what they said before I saw the subtitles, and that's like, I felt like I'm a nerd, and I'm happy about it. Okay, that was my face, and it's about like feeling like I'm not as good as anyone around me, which is going to tie into worthless. Worthless is the next poem here. You wrap your arms around me, I squeeze you tight. Of all the things you could be, do you really think it's right to love me the way you do? With all my problems, the answer for me is you. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second because my dog is going psycho. Every time anyone moves out of the other bedroom, my dog thinks that it's to open the back door, so he's out on the other side of the hall door, just like losing his mind. Okay, I'm gonna try again. You wrap your arms around me, I squeeze you tight. Of all the things you could be, do you really think it's right to love me the way you do? With all my problems, the answer for me is you. Your love is my precious gem, but I am worthless. I am dirt, and I confess that I am hurt. The way you look at me when I stare at you shows me what I could be, what I could do. Why do you love someone like me? I'm weighing you down. There's so much you could be, but I'm still hanging around. I'm sorry. I apologize. I can be no less than what I am. Worthless. Yeah, that's a whole lot of feeling sorry for myself. What's going on there? Emo and dark AF early on. Absolutely. I had a phase that was quite long. Janter says, I'm struggling to stay motivated with Dutch, even though I'm in the Netherlands going to a Dutch university. It's just not needed. Oh, yeah, it would be, I imagine it would be very difficult to stay motivated if it wasn't something you were using a lot, even in that situation where you would expect to have to use it more often, and it just not being necessary. That would be hard to be motivated. That makes sense. Let's see. It takes us to Leave. November 19th, 2008. We are getting into the holiday seasons of 2008. Holiday seasons historically have been pretty damn terrible for me, and that's been true most of my life. Let's see how this one goes. You wanted to leave. I said it was up to you, and your love I would forever grieve. So what did you decide to do? Stay with me. Realize that you couldn't hurt me, because baby, I love you. You're the smile I show. As long as he makes you happy, I can let you go. Now I might sound sappy, and this might sound low. But baby, I love you. Please don't leave. I don't know what to do. I don't want to believe you could do that to me after what we've been through. You want to break free? Well, baby, if you want to, just leave. Love you, baby. My God. You can get that vomit right out of my mouth. It's disgusting. So sappy. Yuck. Most of these before you had a solid partner? Absolutely. Yeah, I was a little man whore in high school. Like yeah, I had an on again off again girlfriend for a lot of these, and then had an on again off again girlfriend, and then inner sprinkled in those like more serious on again off agains were like a couple months, like a lot of them. But I kind of like your poetry. In a way, there's a kind of line over time, diary of sorts. Some messed up stuff, as you mentioned, and some very cringe, but still. Yeah, this is definitely a time capsule. My poetry now is very different from this stuff, I would say. It's maybe the same structure or same writing style, but it's just a lot different. And there's a few of the spoken word pieces that I've done on my channel, as well as links to my Ko-Fi page where I post my written stuff. Most of it's free to read, and I'm trying to post more frequently, but there's also links to my 2 books. I have now published a couple of books. One of them, and the one that like started this channel, is my it's a passion project called Rise, and that is focused on my sobriety journey and overcoming substance abuse and kind of that exploration of that time of my life. And it's a small book, but it means a lot to me, and it has a lot of some of my favorite pieces that I've written in it. And then I have the Prompts of Summer book, which is right here. On stream, usually I do prompt poetry, where people give me a prompt, I write a poem right then and there, and then I read it back. And then after I fill up the notebook that I'm working out of, I put them in a book, and they're available for the community. So you can have a poem that you gave me the prompt to. It's not showing up on camera, but at the bottom of the page is the username of who gave me the prompt and how long it took me to write the poem, minutes and seconds. So it's kind of a cool like collection of the community's adventures together on stream. This honestly makes me feel less like an idiot. You're not an idiot, John. Sorry, like an idiot, and then I read thank you, John. No, you're not an idiot, Solus. I appreciate you. Now that you mentioned it, I actually ordered a book of yours some time ago and almost forgot. Which one was the one that means so much to you? I'll write it down for next time. So it is in Rise, which is... My desk copy is not where it should be. Just give me 1 second and I'll grab it. So the book I bought, I got twice, maybe for a friend at some point. That's awesome. I appreciate the support, Genter. Thank you. So Kinder is the poem from this book that I believe is one of my favorite poems I've ever written for me. Day One is also one of my more memorable ones because I wrote that one on my starting day of sobriety. So that one is like a milestone poem for me. But Kinder is on page, let's see, table of contents. Page 18 is Kinder, and that's in Rise here. I love that poem. It means a bunch. It's something that I need to teach myself quite a bit. It's like I need to be kinder to myself. Okay, that was leave. Okay. Now, I think we get into the example of I identified one of my better physical features as a teenager, which was my bedroom eyes, my brown, chocolatey, velvet eyes that I would use as a subject matter to, because it was something that I really liked to do. I really liked to make eye contact, especially when I was pursuing somebody. Hey, let's just stare into each other's eyes for a while, because I was very cocky and I thought that my eyes were all I needed. Poetry and staring into your soul, that was enough most of the time. So this next poem, My Eyes and Your Eyes. My eyes never glassed before. My eyes never truly saw. But your eyes judged everything I wore. They saw my every flaw. Your eyes twinkled as my heart you tore, and my eyes shed the tears that fell to the floor. Your eyes tell my story. Think about what you will sever. If you tell me sorry, I close my eyes to you forever. Your eyes were only playing games as my eyes were lured in, not knowing that me you meant to maim. Now my eyes are closed, and never again will they sin. What the fuck? What am I even trying to say here? It's like, you tricked me with your eyes. Like, you did the thing that I said I was gonna do to you. You stop it, sir. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Okay, this is Carrie JK IDK. This is a poem about one of my friends who named Carrie, obviously. Let's see. Dedication piece. I didn't have a name for it. I asked Carrie what to name it, and this was Carrie's response. So that was what I made the title, Carrie JK IDK. That's a real time capsule into high school. Always there when the times are dark, a soul feeding on self-esteem, a face that can be blissful and stark, a face that I have found wandering a dream, a true friend in the night, understanding when times are tough, surrounded by a pulsing light, always there for the big stuff, never demanding or harsh, full of shame and depression, soul wading through the death marsh. Every moment with you is a session of time to remember, to cherish in my heart. Of my friends, she will always be a member, even if our bodies are apart. Our minds will mingle, and I look past the skin and see the lively wiggle that desperately wants to be friends with me. Always there for me, even if I am not for her. She knows that my hugs are free, and she never has to call me sir. Oh, fuck. Some weird, like, daddy edgelord at the end, but there was never, yeah, there's no weird 50 Shades of whatever the hell. I'm worried my GF would hear this and give me shit. What would the shit be given for? That you don't do this for your girlfriend, or that you're watching this kind of content? I'm help me out here. Okay, starting off strong. I loved a whore. This is a good one. Let's go. I don't know if I should be beeping these, but let's check. I'm past the 7 seconds, so I don't think YouTube cares. Love was fun. Love was carefree. Love was just a pun. Love was you and me. We used to say this every day. Now we speak no words at all. We used to tease and play, but now for you I'd crawl. I'm bleeding again. I can't see the floor. I let you in. You're nothing but a whore. As my body pales and my hands shake, I hope you hear my wails. That's the icing on my cake. Walking in on you with my best friend. And what do? My own arm do I rend. The cuts are so deep, the screams are so loud, and tonight I know I'll find sleep up in the clouds. I'll visit your holy place and tell him to lock the gates, and I'll make you look at my face. Now I see all your words were bait. I slip and fall now, in my own blood. Now there's no way out. I gave in to the flood. I should have put content warning for self-harm at the beginning of that, but I didn't. I'm sorry for that, and I hope that nobody that made it this far was caught by surprise. That's it. Yeah, the last one. I'm not so sexy with my words, so can I just write Hallmark cards without words? Oh, with your words. Yeah, absolutely. That's a cute one. Yeah, thank you. I remember it going over pretty well. Okay, this is I Told You. We good. Oh, no, that's that one again. I Told You is the next one. You asked me why we fought late last night. I told you what I thought. I don't care if we fight. I told you I didn't care if you ever woke up from your sleep. Now it's time to get up and you're not there. And my promise do I keep? I don't care that you're gone. I told you I hated you. You said this was done. You said I wouldn't know what to do. I told you I wouldn't cry. I told you I wouldn't lie. You laughed and went to bed, never again to move your head. Everyone asks how I feel. I say, couldn't be better. We made a deal. If you died, I'd write you a letter. Here you go. Hope you cry when you read it too. But it's time for you to go. And know your son will not mourn you. Yeah, he would have, though. I would have mourned. Just so we're clear on that. It's easy to put words on paper when you're feeling upset or angry, but these words last a long time, but emotions are very fluid and they're not locked into what's on the page. Just remember that if you ever write something like this about somebody. Jesus, okay. Let's see. I Want to Ask You is the next one. I think I'm asking someone to the winter formal or the spring fling dance with this. I'm not sure. It's prom. Okay. This is me being cute and asking someone to prom. You try and guess the one I'm falling for. You think it's just fun. No less, no more. You don't see the gleam in my eyes when I look at you. The world around just dies, leaving only you in my sight. You don't know what I want to do, what I think about at night. The question you ask is, what does she look like? If I told you, you would gasp, and I would die of fright. I want to ask you one thing, or maybe two. I don't want to cling, or maybe I do. Now I might not be your cup of tea, but now I'm going to drop a bomb. I was wondering if you will go with me to the prom. Oh, Jesus. That's, yep. You seemed so sad before finding love. Yeah, it was a lot of misplaced anger. Like, sadness is actually just rage if you look deep enough. It's feeling helpless and incapable of changing your situation, and it presents itself as being sad. But I was just fucking angry. I was so so angry with everyone around me in like my parents and my family life. Like I was so helpless and angry. And it presents itself as like non-caring sadness. It's like, yeah, do whatever. Like whatever you do, like I don't give a fuck. So yeah, I was very sad until I was able to rekindle those connections without even realizing it, honestly. This poem worked, by the way. I did date. I got this girl that I gave this to go to the prom with me, which is pretty funny. And then this is 4 days later. So I wrote that poem asking her to the prom, and then this is 4 days later. When I'm around you, my heart stutters. All the things you do give me the shudders. The smile on your face, the laughter in your eyes, shows me a trace of something I thought was just lies. It's a thing called love, and I have never had it felt for me, and I can't explain enough how good it feels to be loved by someone else like me. I went from asking this person to prom to 4 days later being like, I think I love you. Fucking teenagers, dude. My God. Good that you know that in hindsight. Yeah, it's taken me a lot to actually like a lot of self-growth, a lot of emotional processing and like life event processing that's happened to get to, I try to think that I have a very self-aware approach to my emotional state most of the time, and it's not because I've always known. It's because I've spent a lot of time not understanding and a lot of time self-analyzing myself, like my own emotions, and seeing what the actual cause. When I was in alcohol counseling, one of the things that my counselor taught us that I hung on to, like I haven't been in counseling in 5-6 years at this point, but the thing that I hang on to from those sessions is identify the why. Why do you feel the way you do right now? Why? Like, what is the actual reason? And you don't always like the answer. Like, you don't have to appreciate the answer, or you don't have to like the answer to appreciate the clarity that comes with it. Like, why am I so angry? It's like, oh, I'm feeling intense guilt because I made a mistake and got caught. Like, I'm feeling embarrassment. I'm feeling guilty. I'm feeling lucky that I didn't hurt anybody. But like, why do I feel the way I do right now? And being able to trace those out and like follow them back to the source and like the cause is very helpful. It's been something that's changed the way that I approach my emotional health and my mental well-being, for sure. Okay, that was how good this feels, and I never expected to be right here next to you. I thought I would remain your peer, but what did you do? You said yes. You said I was perfect. When we kissed, I gave you my best, right when I thought I wrecked. I never expected you to look at me twice. By me, you will always be respected. It's not just a throw of the dice. I wrap my arms around you. You cuddle into me. Of all the things I could do, there's nowhere I'd rather be. I never expected you to smile because of me. Maybe smirk once in a while, but how fun could that be? I never expected you to like a guy like me at all. And as the perfect day turns to night, I don't feel so small. Fuck. I know I asked you to prom 5 days ago, but I think I love you, and you've changed my life, and I feel really good right now. Buddy, if I could have afforded therapy in high school. Better late than never, absolutely. I misplaced so much for so long. Yep, me too. Absolutely. It took being in that situation. Okay, that was I never expected. And then we're on a roll, March. Wow. In March, I posted 4 poems in 1 day. Interesting. Well, the first one's lust, so let's see. The touch of your lips, your breath rapidly drawn. My hands gracefully touch your hips, loving you until the dawn. The love in your eyes, my thoughts of you ever increasing, and my ultimate demise when I found out you were just teasing. The shape of your lips, your breath coming hot with anger, and as my heart rips, you treat me as if I were a stranger. The hate in your eyes, your thoughts of disgust, and now me you despise. Oh, the irony of lust. You mean I wasn't in love? It was just lust the whole time and I was just a horny teenager? What? Who could have seen this coming? Ay, ay, ay. That's hurtful. Let's go with token of love. You're very productive, if anything. When I want to be. I have this thing wrong with my brain where I get really hyper focused on things and then I do them until the dopamine runs out and then I don't ever want to do them again. It doesn't happen but once or twice. It's not a matter of rolling the dice. True love is very strong. The journey to true love is long. Love is a valuable token. When you're with that special someone, true love cannot be broken. When you're with that special someone. When you think you found it, it stares you in the face. You keep trying to talk, but you keep losing your place. When a loved one dies, all you hear are your cries. Love is a valuable token. When you're with that special someone, true love cannot be broken. When you're with that special someone, don't give it to just anyone. I should have taken my own advice, is what I'm hearing. Yes, that is ADHD. Correct. Undiagnosed, untreated. I have never been to a doctor for it, but I'm pretty confident when I say that is the thing that happens in my brain. That mistaken lust happens to the best of us. Absolutely. Sometimes many times over. Okay, we're down to a tier. Oh man, okay. Huh. Oh, no worries. Oh, yeah. The ADHD and the somewhere on the spectrum combined with attention deficit. That is another theory that I have, but we'll see. Again, undiagnosed. The tear slowly drips. A strange thing, the tear. It comes in trips. It comes as sadness, happiness, and even fear. Slowly dripping down one's face, to fall and crash to the floor. It happens all over the place, to the rich and to the poor. But when a loved one cries, it affects you more than when you yourself cry. You'll fill their heads with lies, and inside you just want to die. I make up for those around me that cry in the exceed, for not in over a year, no one has gazed into my eyes to plead. I have not shed a tear. Not when my grandmother passed, not when my best friend overdosed. No, my eyes never even glassed, but the seeds of hate were sowed. Yeah, I had a very big crisis moment in my life when my grandmother passed away, because I didn't cry. I couldn't. I felt completely crushed and destroyed, but I did not cry. I couldn't. I was mad at myself for not. I remember sitting on the beach on a big flat rock, looking at the river and the ocean. Like I was at one of the little spring meet or the creek meets the bay in Seward, and sitting on this big rock staring at the water, just like fucking screaming at the ground because I wasn't crying and I wanted to be. Like I wanted to get that shit out and it wouldn't come, and I was so mad. It just pissed me off. That has also changed as I have grown. I have found myself becoming a weepy baby over the stupidest shit now. But sometimes, many times over, it hits pretty good. Let's see, don't notify subs. Uh-oh. Did I mess something up? I don't know if I think the settings are set to notify subscribers, but I just posted in the Discord too, so the Discord being very small, but oh, okay. Sorry, that was I remember. Sorry, I remember that sitting on the rock and screaming at the ground, and just that's got to sit with that for a minute. It's all lovely romantic poems. Just wait. Claimed by death. This is the last one on March 31st. Okay, this is actually kind of uplifting. This is me. Well, I don't know. I won't say uplifting, but I must have overheard. You get told about it all your life. It happens every day. The word is sharper than a knife. You can't keep the thought at bay. He was here and now he's gone, claimed by the thing they call death. His life was long, but now it's done, claimed by the thing they call death. From the time you are born, you're set. You wake up in the night and reach for his side of the bed. When you dream, you're soaked with sweat. Then you realize he is dead. He was here, and now he's gone, claimed by the thing they call death. His life was long, but now it's done, claimed by the thing they call death. You think no one notices you. Don't leave me all alone. I notice the things you do. I'll notice when you're gone. Don't be claimed by the thing they call death. I'll notice when you're gone. Don't be claimed by the thing they call death. Your life is long and far from done. This is one of the ones I tried to write when I was trying to write songs. I tried to write verses. Hey, Bird. Welcome. Yeah, I'm doing the cringe poems. I'm reading all 150 poems from 2008 to 2013 of when I was an angsty teenager. Bird is busy. Yeah, I finally figured out OBS, so I'm not using StreamYard anymore. I've canceled my StreamYard subscription, so I was setting up OBS, getting that set up, and oh, nice, very cool. That was claimed by death. That was one of the ones I wanted to make into a song. Okay. For some reason, there's this random November poem here, but it should go April next, but we'll just go in order. The next one is The Bottle. Well, hi. Thank you for stopping in. Good to see you, and I hope the convention is going awesome, making all the monies. Okay, so this was a dedication. I was a silent watcher of the shorts, then no posting had me a little worried. Also the time I bought the book. It's good to see you doing what I could for nothing I know well. It's good to see you doing what I could for nothing I know well. Yeah, I ran into a conflict of identity on my channel. I didn't want my channel to be the I post sober shorts every day channel, and it was never the goal. Like, I started posting those to help me with my accountability, and I got to a point where I was feeling like I needed to do them versus I was doing them because they were helping me, and it just wasn't something that I was having a good time, and it was kind of draining my mental to do those. And like, the sobriety thing is why a lot of people followed my channel, and I feel kind of like I want my channel to be about poetry, and my sobriety journey is what led me here, and poetry has been so helpful on my sobriety journey. So it's hard to separate those two things. But the people that followed me for my sobriety shorts don't give a fuck about my poetry most of the time. Like, the combining of those two niches is not something that happens very often. And I found the easiest way to do that is to just, I'm not posting shorts. I'm still here and I'm still sober. I still get cravings. I still have a lot of the same, like, trials, tribulations, hurdles. Like, people say that, oh, after 30 days, like, you're done. Like, that's not true. Like, I had cravings last week and didn't break them. I've established the healthy ways to deal with them, and sometimes I get into my low spots and don't want to do content and don't want to turn on my camera, but I've been coming out of one of those, and I want to start making more videos again and posting more poetry to the channel. I want to do more streaming. Like, I like this, and I really want to make content creation a hobby that I get into a lot more this year. Setting up OBS is one thing. I have eyes on starting a different channel, like a specifically like a gaming channel where I can, like, post the things that I'm doing that aren't poetry. I don't want to combine everything into one variety channel. Like, I just don't want to do that. I would rather keep things separated, and this channel will become more about my writing and my poetry and, like, my little sobriety updates if needed. But I'm not going to do sobriety shorts or check-ins anymore, mostly because they're not necessary. Like, I don't need them for me, and that's why I started posting them. And I know that there are people that were following along and sharing their journey, and that's awesome. Like, I'm really appreciative of that community that's been developed, and I would love to hear about that stuff. And people don't comment those updates if I'm not posting those shorts, so it's been kind of a double-sided sword of the content stuff. Oh, good, you're using OBS. Yeah, I had to reset it up. So I had it when I was using Twitch. I was using OBS for that, or Streamlabs OBS, but I'm just using regular OBS right now. Oh, don't notify. Yeah. That stuff. That's the reason I like to hear. Do it for yourself, not for what you feel obligated to. Yeah. A good mood poem? This is not a good mood poem. This is a poem directed at my dad at this point in my life, at this stage of my life. As the bottle touches your lips, my tears start to roll. You say you're only taking small sips, but they all take their toll. Your footsteps sway from side to side, and all you can say is that your hands are tied. You say you're addicted, that you can't quit. You got us evicted, and all I ever did was ask you to stop, just put it down. But you drank every drop from the whole fucking town. You laugh and you yell in pure happiness. I hope you rot in that cell. Look at your mess. I'm in a home and you're in jail. Your mug no longer runs over with foam, and the judge sets you too much bail. The bottle was once your only companion, and now your children can't sleep in their bed. I hope you're comfy wherever you're in, because now you know, to us, you are dead. A little bit of a dramatized story there, but I had some anger at my father for being an alcoholic, and I directed it with a narrative poem. That was The Bottle. Okay, I need to... I'll be right back. I'm going to pause for one brief moment and leave you guys in the classroom. I'm going to take care of something real quick. Okay. All right, we're back. Sorry for the sound. Oof. Yeah, my chair is extra creaky. I broke my chair this morning. I was leaning forward in it, and the bolts that hold the chair to the bottom like snapped off, and it like slammed me into my computer desk. That was super fun. So I got to fix that first thing this morning. Okay, we read The Bottle last time, so we're on to Seduction, olden style. Specifically, not a poem, I say. I say not a poem right here. April 14th, 2009. Well, does it count as cringe poetry if it's not a poem? If I've already said, like, hey, I know this isn't a poem, is it still cringe? It's very cringe, just so you know. Lay down your head, fair maiden, and succumb to my words of pleasure. Let your mind wander free. Focus your thoughts only on my words. And now as my fingers graze your breast, focus only on my words. And even at this moment, as my lips touch upon yours, I want you to focus not on the pleasure of the flesh, but on the pleasure within. As my words and your feelings mesh, I want you to whisper unto me, what would you have this dark one of yours do unto you? Oh my god, dude. I want to fold into myself so bad. Yeah, I sent this to somebody. Like I was in my feelings about this one. Like, hey, yeah, there've been some good ones. Okay, that's yikes. That takes us to jealousy. And I apparently had some very strong thoughts on jealousy. This one is very long. It's too bad I'm gay. I think that this is helping. Oh man, okay. That is deserved and also hilarious. Thank you, Gentair. The eyes that gaze upon us, they fill with loathe and anger. Until a few months ago, I was, to you, a total stranger. He fills himself with jealousy, a wasted emotion if ever there was. He hides his emotions better than me, and he watches everything she does. He has not the courage to say what it is he feels until the time is late, and now my heart, it peels. I feel ashamed for my actions. I feel like I'm intruding. I've barged in on your faction, and now I set him brooding. If you want me gone, all you have to do is ask, because over you he fawns, and nice guys finish last. Even if they deserve the most, often they never say, and never do they boast. And if he had it his way, I would not be worse off, for I already feel like shit, and I could not possibly feel better. But for now, I will sit and contemplate my feelings, for there is nothing else to do. I feel as if I am stealing away from him, you. I gotta run, but have a good stream. I'll be back in town on Wednesday. Good. Have a good convention, and thank you for stopping by, Bird. I love that I got a good laugh out of you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was good. I like it. Okay, what's the point? All right, asking the big questions. This is big questions now. 15-year-old John with the big questions. What's the point to us? You asked me this, and inside I turned to dust. What exactly did I miss? I told you how I felt, how my thoughts went deeper than lust. Through all the damage you've been dealt, you will always have my trust. I'm sorry I'm afraid of surprises. I'm sorry I'm afraid of the future. I feel like you're trying to downsize, and I feel like I can't endure the thoughts of not seeing you. You know I'm truer than lust. but I don't know what to do. What would you say is the point to us? Ah, yes, the beginning of my anxious attachment style. What's the point to us? Never mind. You're good. Go do you. I don't need to be here. Goodbye. Yikes. Okay. Now, I'm gonna toot my own horn with the dark ones. I believe, I have not clicked it yet, but I believe this is one of my Feeling Myself About My Eyes poems. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is peak edgelord John material. You say they hide my story. You said they were my mystery. You say I see them poorly, but you'll have to guess their history. They gaze into your baby blues, wondering why you love the dark. They never change their hues. Their soul is barren and stark. Deep beneath the pain of this place, beneath my dark ones, my pain lies bare. But when you gaze upon my face, when you gaze upon the pair, you see the happiness within that only you can bring to the surface. To my face you bring a smile, oh so thin. My dark ones make you breathe at a rapid pace. Waking to your eyes staring into mine, that's the only feeling worth feeling, and on these emotions I will dine to help our heart with the healing. Oh my god. I told my GF I couldn't talk. Got poetry. Oh man. I hope I don't get you in trouble, Solus. I mean, thank you for the watch time, but don't let me get you in trouble. Let's see. After the dark ones, we're on to life. Okay, how many do we have left? Life is poem number 40, so I've got 110 poems left after this one. Hoofda, we are like a third of the way through. Okay. Life. Before you and I met, I saw life as an endless game, and over nothing would I fret, for tomorrow it would be the same. I saw life as a cruel joke, now I see it as a necessary event. When I'm around you, on my words I choke. Maybe together we can make a dent on this world that we know and leave a mark for the future to see. There is nowhere we can't go, just you and me. I admire the life of the struggling, for to struggle you must be trying, no matter the happiness we get from snuggling. It's only time that we are buying, for the end will come to this game of strife, as ends always do, and no matter what end meets my life, I'll be smiling, knowing I spent it with you. I was so committed to being a one-person person as a teenager. Like, just love me and I'll be with you forever was basically the extent of every poem I'm seeing here. Like, good lord. Experience the life. Experience the world, my friend. Like, Jesus. He might steal your lady. Hey man, poet's gonna poem. What did that song? If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Don't copyright strike me. That was terrible. After life, we go up into the sky. What is sky? The sun crests the peak. Through my window it does shine, shooting through the sky so sleek. Not only yours, it's also mine, turning the sky so blue as the light starts to dance and find its way to me and you. All you have to do is glance into the sky on a morning such as this one and see the blazes that come without warning. And when the day is done and the sky turns from vibrant to dark, when another orb shines down on a land so barren and stark, hidden under the sky that is the crown of the world that we know, and the sight that we all see as the lights move to and fro, I am satisfied to just be. Oh, I didn't scroll. Whoops, sorry. I forget that you guys can't see the whole poem on the stream here. I could have been Mr. Steal Your Girl. Yeah, I wasn't though. I was almost always like chasing, but I never chased anyone that was actually taken. Let's see. When You're Lonely. Oh man, it's another long one. I used to write a lot longer poetry, is what I'm realizing. Remember me when you're lonely. Remember you make me smile. And please remember I am no phony, and I'll be back in but a little while, when the tears begin to run from lack of my hoarse voice. Remember my heart, you have won. For me, there is no other choice than the girl I leave in tears, standing at the runway. As my heart her gaze sears, I remind her I will be back in days. I remind her I am her dark night, though she need no reminder. I show her things in a different light. I seal up her heart in my poetry binder. No one truer will she ever find, I promise that in confidence. Though leaving puts me in a bind, I love her no less. And the day I laid eyes upon her, and her crooked smile brought out mine, she sees me not as a mangy cur, but as a being to her that is divine. I leave now with the words of returning, and these words I plan on keeping. For her my heart will be burning, though while gone, our heart will be weeping. What the fuck? Okay. Oh, jeez. Yeah. He wants so bad to feel the warmth of a woman. Yeah. Yeah, teenage me. I was after it. I was after it and confident about it. Okay, Invisible Poet. This is, I think I wrote it about myself. Yeah. I write my poems in whispers so that I am never heard. I write my poems for no one but her. And in my verses I am free as a bird. The hushed voice of mine that you strain to hear is anything but divine. When you read my work, you're looking in a mirror. Do not praise me, for I am nothing to praise for. It is the best if you never see, for I am no less and no more. I remain invisible to those scrying eyes, the ones that hunt for the able, the ones that only see the lies. I will remain hidden, me they will never get. I will remain unseen, for I am an invisible poet. Yeah. One of the original trends of this program of my poetry was to write a poem about yourself, or your username, I guess. Oh, let's see. Graduation. Yeah, graduation's coming up. Oh, that's funny. This is, you can't see the username, which is just fine, but this comment right here is, from who this poem is about, which is very funny to me. Was that a Discord drop? I don't know. Don't know what you're talking about. So maybe? I posted this in the Discord, but other than that, I haven't posted much. Okay, graduation. I say she won't notice I'm gone. These lies roll from my tongue. I feel as if I am no more than a pawn in the song of the world that is sung. She takes her first steps into the harshness that is life. I will follow her into the depths of whatever becomes of this endless strife. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Wait. I use the same rhymes so much as a teenager. Like life and strife, you can almost guarantee that I am comparing life to being something with endless strife. Like I'm just identifying that. It's like, yeah, I have go-to rhymes now that I don't really think about, but like reading this old material where it's like the same one every single time, like, oh my God. Okay, sorry. Back to the poem. She smiles in pure glee As I embrace her in my arms, she gazes up into the eyes that make me. I will shelter her from the world's harms. I promise to never stand in front or behind, for that relationship would sever. I will remain beside the one that I love, you who sees me differently. To me, she is my precious dove, and to her, I am simply me. I think if I remember correctly, I broke up with this girl like 2 months later. I think this is graduation, which is May, and I think that we broke up the middle of July that summer. Yeah, no, July 6th. It's actually titled Breakup. It's right here. It's on its way. It's coming. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Can you send me this one? Which one, Solus? Which one are you on? Are you live with me, or are you a little ways back in stream? Life. Okay. Yeah, so life's a little ways back then. Okay. Copy. Do. There you go, buddy. It's on the Discord and sent to you. Boom. Okay, after graduation is I don't want to lose you. I hate feeling like I'm not here, having people walk all over me. But when I protect what I hold dear, they see how real I can really be. When I lose my temper and don't think, you whisper to me, it will be okay. It has to be. But when I try to find the missing link, you act like you see right through me. I don't want to lose you. I never want to think about it. I would rather leave than hurt you. You didn't want to talk to me. That hurt a little bit. Very rarely do I not know what to say. I never say something I don't mean to you. And I tell you now that I would not stay if I was hurting you. Let's go. Okay. That was I don't want to lose you. And then after not wanting to lose this person, I become the background guy. Let's check this one out. All of your friends say I'm not good enough. I'm not into the new trends. Sorry, I'm not extremely tough. But there's a few things that make me different from most guys. I might not have the blood of kings, but have you ever been with a guy who cries, who opens up to you? A guy that tells you you're beautiful, who leaves you not knowing what to do? A guy who lets no moment be dull? I don't want a supermodel to call mine. I don't want a lie to fondle or something divine. I want a girl who loves me just the way that I am. A girl who smiles carelessly and just doesn't give a damn. What other people think, they can keep to themselves and not push me to the brink. For now, I lose myself within the swells. Okay, so let's touch on the fact that I actually insulted the person that I'm writing this about without realizing it in the moment. I don't want a supermodel to call mine. It's like, that is it. My current brain. It seemed like you changed your voice. I did for some of the poems. I'm trying to like lean in a little bit, but I haven't changed any metering. Let's talk about the amount of cringe that I'm feeling right now as I'm like, I'm not like most guys. I'll call you beautiful and open up to you and I'll cry. It's like, I don't do that shit to people. Like, hey, don't say that you're not like other people. Like, I'm not like other guys. Like, you are like every single fucking guy that says I'm not like other guys. That you just shut up. Like, Jesus. Yeah, okay. My cheeks hurt. I've been like awkward grinning so much. I'm sorry, everybody. Let's see. Angry thoughts. I'm having angry thoughts. When those words roll from his tongue, I want to vomit. Everything he says has already been sung. He's digging himself into a deep, dark pit. Every time he talks, I want to look away. Wherever he walks, I don't want to stay. What I think about should never leave my head. I think about how the body rots when it's hid under my bed. These are my angry thoughts, the thoughts I cannot say, for lack of being feared. So I walk my own way, and never am I neared. His face I want to break, his blood I want to feel on my hands, his smile I want to take and bury in the sands. He would have been fine, but he hurt her a lot. I'll cut the head from that swine. These are my angry thoughts. If you ever want to write one about a cute twink, I'll be glad to be your muse. Oh, I didn't realize you played World of Warcraft, Janter. Guy can talk, he was a DM. No, the only muses that I have written poetry for that are... Yeah, I almost always write about AFAB individuals. I've written about a few of like my best friends and like a few of my guy friends I have written poems about, and I've only shared those a couple of times. Oh, do I? Where did you get that from? It's a strange double entendre on the word twink. It means something else in WoW as well as what it means normally. So that's where I'm pulling that from. If you don't, there was no offense meant. Yeah. So yeah, I was having a bad day here, apparently. I'm talking about hiding someone under my bed and cutting his head off and burying him in the sand. So that's an angry thought poem. We don't say those out loud. That's why we wrote it as a poem. And then the same day, this is still June 9th, 2009, anger comes back. I was mad this day, apparently. I was very angry. He sent her a message out of the blue. It was less than a page, not meant for me or you. Her tears, they roll down her soft, tender face. His words are small, but they take their toll, for they have hurt my grace. More than any physical blow, though he will soon be taught that anger returns, it does grow, and when it returns to the starting spot, it's a raging torrent of fury, pounding his face into the concrete, and away from him I will not hurry. I walk slowly, leaving his broken body on the street. Fucking Jesus. Okay. Edgy. God, I was so mad. He's so a big angry guy. Just an angry guy. Raining Tears. So this is actually a song written for... let's see. Can I... Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to move this very quickly. This individual here, Raining Tears, is the username of this person. And it was a person that I met on this poetry website, and we swapped poetry back and forth, and we always commented on each other's poems, and somebody that I got to know through these poems, which was pretty cool. So I wrote this poem 4 raining tears. She cries out for help. It does not come. She is truly never herself. She sits quietly, adding the sum of the people who have scorned her sharp mind so eager, and all the tears she has adorned, to them that seem oh so meager. She sits and talks to he who cannot be seen, for she slowed and opened her eyes to see that an invisible poet he has not always been. Though he feels her, he does get. Most others send her evil leers, while she converses with the invisible poet, who always finds her raining tears. Yeah. Man, what a time. What a time to be on the internet, 2009. Okay, that was raining tears. Let's see. We are at 2 hours. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've been live for 2 hours and we're not even halfway done with all these cringe poems. So, message retracted. Uh-oh, what'd you say? What did you say? I want to know now. Okay. Next one is called Realize. This is 4th of July, 2009. It's another love poem, apparently. My own stupidity ruins everything for me. When I said goodbye, when I made you cry, your eyes told your story about how you adore me, and you couldn't believe that I wanted to leave. When I said goodbye, you said it was all a lie, that I faked it from the start, that I took your love and tore it apart. Don't think I meant to hurt you. Please believe me, you have to. I must be heard. You will want to hear this word. When you look into my eyes and plead for me to stay, you say it with need. And I can never leave, for when push comes to shove, I cannot deny this thing that I feel. Love. Yeah, I thought I was in love a whole bunch. And then right after that is breakup. I realized I'm in love, and then let's break up. Oh God. Okay. So, just to demonstrate what kind of a piece of shit teenager I was, I broke up with this girl with this poem. So I deserve every piece of hate that's ever been said to me about this. This is the saddest poem I have ever wrote. The spark in your eyes these words will dim after reading this horrible note. I don't expect forgiveness, and I can't explain why it is I want to be less. This thought has tortured my brain. It all started with a piece of paper and grew into us. But now I hold a saber and sever my feelings of lust. When you say you love me, I cringe on the inside. I knew I could never be. Now I'm sorry I ever tried. I leave you crying, but the tears they hurt not just you. I ask people that there is no prying, for now I know what I have to do. Before I am a we, I have to be an I. I'm sorry this comes from me. Goodbye. Fucking edgelord piece of shit. You don't... God. Yuck. I thought you were talking about my stepdad at first. Nope, I don't know your stepdad. I don't think I could talk about him. Smooth talker. I don't think I'm gonna make it through all of these poems, but there's a lot. There's just a few. Holy crap. Let's see, Smooth Talker is number 52. Okay, so that is just about a third of the poems done. So maybe I'll do this as 3 different streams. We'll do Smooth Talker, and then I think I'll end up popping off stream for a little while. I've got stuff to get done today, and I honestly imagined that I would be faster at reading through these, but there's a lot of like conversation and reflection going off. I'm an undead rogue after I got tired of healing as a druid. Oh, okay. Wow. Gotcha. You were talking about WoW. I'm with you now. I haven't played since Classics re-release. Okay, Smooth Talker. I'm heading down on a northbound train. I left her in a wedding gown, standing in the rain. I am drenched to the bone, laying in the sun. I left this one all alone. Now my deed here is done. My heart is whole and pure, with a trail of broken ones behind me. They believe me the cure, but in the end they see. I take it upon myself to open the eyes of innocence. I take them off their shelf and teach them some common sense. Don't get attached after so little time. I find their hearts unlatched, but what I do is no crime. Liar. Piece of shit. I would have punched myself in the face as a teenager. Because don't do this shit to people. Don't play with people's emotions and don't think that it's fucking funny. Stop it. Don't do that. If you've stayed around this long in the video, don't do that, okay? You've obviously committed to 2 hours of cringe poetry with some like small messages sprinkled in. Don't do this shit. Don't break people's hearts and then think it's fucking hilarious, because it's not. It actually like messes people up for a long time, like into their adulthood. So don't do that. I'm glad that it happened to me afterwards. Not this. I was a cocky little shit here, but I did get my heart broken later on in life, and that shit sucks. Like, don't do that to people, especially then justifying it. Like, what I do is not wrong. Like, man, fuck you, you little bastard. I'm going to call it quits for tonight, but again, a real pleasure listening and talking to you, Scandinavian poetry guy. Have a good rest of the evening, and I'll try to join again soon. Cheers. Thank you for hanging out, Genter. I think that's going to be the end of stream for me anyway, so thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll catch up next time and do the next 50-something poems of cringe. Yeah, we'll see if I can get a smile on my face that's not just turning me beet red. Let's see. How do I get into the speaking parse? I don't know if I understand the question, Solus. He might be on good stuff. Okay, I don't know if are you caught up, Solus? What poem did I just read? Okay. Well, I'm gonna pop off stream. Thank you for the heart clicks. I see them popping up in chat. I appreciate you guys. I hope that you all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you for some more cringe poetry.